Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the show. My name is Nolan, sports enthusiast. This is Sports 2L, the show that talks about sports and cultural topics, but specifically a lot of the content on this page is focused on the NBA, which is my favorite sport, the best one to watch, the best athletes in the world. So I've got an interesting topic for you today. One that I have to thank my brother's fiance for bringing up as a avid Spurs fan. She seems to be thinking that no one is talking about Coach Popovich retiring and what that means for the NBA. Is this the death of the NBA coach, the superstar coach, the coach that can give you wins? I think yes. But I'll explain. You got to watch towards the end of the video to see my takes on this. For now, let's watch a little bit of Coach Pop, the best of Pop, and one of my favorite coaches. Let's see. Let's get some wisdom from him.
I want some nasty. I'm blinded. I can't see the court. I can't see the court. How can we coach now? How can we coach?
How can you be that professional in a suit that looks like that?
Well, I know you didn't get much sleep last night. Just trying to brighten things up.
Maybe I'm not seeing the color correctly.
Well, Coach, no Tony Parker, your floor leader tonight. Looks like you're struggling to score just 18 points. Thank you very much.
Gregg Popovich, 4 for 22 shooting so far on offense for you guys. What's the problem?
Well, it didn't go in the hole.
Well, Coach, defensively, you held Miami to 13 points that quarter, 7 turnovers, just 5 field goals. What was the key?
I think they were looking at your suit.
We just assume that it ain't broken. You're not going to try to fix it.
Okay.
Pop, you think this team needs a major overhaul to be able to challenge for a championship?
We just lost in the first round. I'm not going to think about overhauls. I'm going to get a bite to eat and maybe have a Gatorade. We probably should try hard to win that game. That would be the urgency. Jeez, oh whiz, guys, come on. Think of a question.
From being in this position against the Hornets 2 years ago.
What? Think about the Hornets 2 years ago?
You were in a similar position.
No, I won't think about that at all. These guys are grown men. They don't need me to say. Now, remember the Hornets, fellas. We got to really pull it together for Game 3. Maybe I'll talk about the Gipper if I'm going to talk about the Hornets.
Champ, tell me about your fiery Francophile, the Parisian torpedo, Tony Parker. Can he continue to be your main butter and egg man and still croak the boys from Big D?
Am I being punked or something? Or?
I'm old. My hand shakes. Your hand shouldn't shake. Sit straight. Relax.
Next guy that misses a free throw is going to buy me a new car.
Okay, so you got to love Coach Pop. Funny, witty, hard-nosed, will get in your face, born to coach basketball, born in Indiana, the birth of basketball, where everyone talks about basketball 24/7, Indiana. He played at Air Force. He's a 5-time champion coach in the NBA. I think the last one was 2013 or 2014 that they won. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, an absolute legend. Coaches like Budenholzer, Ime Udoka, guys like this grew up under Pop. He's had such a big influence on the game, but is this going away? Is coaching starting not to matter in the NBA? I would argue yes, but let's first talk about what Popovich did implement in the NBA that I think will stay around for a long time, and that is his idea of playing fast but under control on offense. This is how almost every team plays. I know Popovich used to say in 1 second or something like that, you've got to make a decision. Are you going to shoot it? Are you going to drive it? Or are you going to pass it? Don't hold the ball. It's easier for the defense to get set, to figure out where their rotations are if you hold the ball and play in isolation. This is kind of the case. A lot of teams now hunt matchups. They do play a lot in isolation. But for the most part, NBA teams, They want to beat the first guy, get into the lane, drive and kick to shooters, get the defense in rotation, and then pass it out to shooters. Now you got to close out. Is this guy going to shoot it? Is he going to drive it? Or is he going to pass it? I mean, this is Popovich's offense. This is what he always preached. This is what they worked on in practice. And this is what you see a lot now in the common NBA on offense is we got to find guys that can beat their man, because once we beat one guy, the defense has to rotate. And when the defense is rotating, the offense has the advantage. This was Pop's great system. It seemed so easy. You know, I think I forgot to mention also Steve Kerr, a protege of Pop. This is how they play. It is a little different when you have Steph Curry because you want him to go isolation and take some tough shots. But the Steve Kerr way of playing, the Budenholzer way of playing, the Popovich way of playing is beat your man, collapse the defense, gain an advantage as an offense, and then make a play for your teammates or for yourself. Like, it seems simple. It is very complex to do, but still you see the best teams, OKC's just advanced to the finals. They do a lot of this. Can Shea beat his guy? His first option is to score. His second option is just to beat his guy and make a play for somebody else, whether it's shooters, whether it's cutters, whether it's slashers. So I think it is an interesting time, but the reason I say that the coach in the NBA is dying a bit, you know, the superstar coach where you feel like Popovich is giving you an advantage, is look at Spoelstra. Currently, Miami Heat's Eric Spoelstra is probably considered one of the best coaches, and they just got embarrassed in the playoffs. Steve Kerr is considered one of the best coaches in the league right now, and the Warriors lost. I know they didn't have Steph Curry, and I know that changes everything, but you would not look at Mark Daigneault and say that's a better coach than Steve Kerr. But Oklahoma City, who Daigneault is the coach of, is in the finals. So what is really going on here? I think, personally, that it's more than ever about players, about talent, about building a roster, and that's why you see the basketball minds going to the GM role, the president of basketball operations. You see, you know, Rob Pelinka, you see Nico Harrison, you see Brad Stevens, you see Danny Ainge, you see guys who, you know, Pat Riley with the Heat, they want to be on the side of building the roster, not coaching it. Now, I know there is a little bit you can gain from a coach, but seriously, in the NBA, I don't think much. You know, it's just about building the perfect team, and a lot of the great basketball minds, they tend to want to move to that side of things, I think. Because if you look at a coach like Chauncey Billups, who coaches for the Portland Trailblazers, he was considered an elite basketball mind. You know, same with Will Hardy, who coaches for the Jazz. These are elite basketball minds, but they're having no impact on their team. Portland is not good. Utah is not good. I get they play in the Western Conference, which is loaded, but even with good coaches, guys that Chauncey Billups worked for ESPN, everybody wanted to hire, they do not impact winning in the way that it used to. And I think with Popovich leaving, it's kind of the end of that era of getting an advantage from your coach. It's all about, for an NBA coach, can you inspire your group of guys, and can you come up with a system that benefits them? And looking around at the NBA right now, the system that benefits everyone is, can we get guys that will get up and defend? Whether it's the whole length of the floor, we want to get in them and, you know, almost, this is what OKC is doing so good. This is what makes the Pacers so good. Like, look at the Final Four teams. Oklahoma City, Indianapolis Pacers, Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Knicks. All four of them have tenacious defenses, long, athletic defenses. They have good scorers. Yes, of course, that's part of it. Always will be part of the NBA is scoring. But what they're really looking for is guys that will get up in you, make you play fast, know their rotations. That's why you look at Nesmith and Nembhard on the Pacers and you think these guys are incredibly valuable just because they kind of play like a Pat Beverly type, more under control, not as crazy. But this has been so valuable in the NBA recently. You look at the teams that were, projected not to be as good, like the Pistons or the Rockets, and they were amazing. And everyone's talking about the Thompson twins. And it's because I think they identify with this style of we're going to get up in you, we're going to make you play fast, we're going to defend you all over the court, we're going to annoy the hell out of you. And from that, we're going to get turnovers, we're going to get deflections, we're going to get steals, we're going to get the ball in our best players' hands in transition where we have a massive advantage. So, I don't know. I think it's something interesting to note. I'm not sure exactly what is going on, but the idea of playing passive on defense seems to be not the way of the NBA right now. You have to get all over people. You almost have to be so physical that the refs don't want to call a foul every play. Like, you have to get up in people 90 feet away from the basket. Like, it doesn't matter where they're at, especially a team's best player, you're going to get all over them and make life incredibly difficult. That is what I see the final four teams in the NBA of doing. I mean, it's incredible that the defense that they play, of course, all of them can score. The Pacers play with incredible pace and space. Same with Oklahoma City, but I think it's the fact that they have long, tenacious, annoying, gnat-like defenders that just constantly pressure you. I think this is the way of the NBA. Of course, they have a center, well, two of them in Hartenstein and Chet that protect the rim. Indiana has Miles Turner and Siakam, skilled, long, big forwards who protect the rim, and guards that just get up in you all over the floor. Seems to be the way that the NBA is going, and those teams seem to have a lot of advantages. So it seems more like it's about the players rather than the coach. But that coach has to implement this style of play. But the style of play is not much of a style. It's frenetic. It's force them to speed up. So it's something to look at, something to note. I think, the greatness of Popovich will always be remembered, 5-time NBA champion. But to me, I think one of the lessons that people are not talking about with Popovich retiring is, does my coach matter that much? Or is it about my GM, my president of basketball operations, building a roster, and that coach being able to implement a style of play that fits them? Because, I don't know, I think this is important, especially when you look at like the Lakers. Like, Luka is never going to be able to defend like that all over the floor and get up into people. So with the way the NBA is going, you better look around and start to find some defenders that can pressure wherever they are on the floor, because guys like Anunoby for the Knicks, guys like Nesmith for the Pacers, guys like Lou Dort for Oklahoma City, Ant Edwards, McDaniels for the Timberwolves, these guys can change a series, and even if maybe they're not your best player offensively, they have a massive impact on the game because the style of play of get up in people, make them get turnovers is so prevalent in the NBA. It supersedes everything, including coaching. So that's my take on the Popovich leaving the Spurs, the end of an era, kind of sad. But it makes you look at the NBA as a whole and think, what is working for some teams, and how does this relate to coaching and superstar coaches and where they're going? So let me know what you guys think in the comments about Coach Pop. Are you a Spurs fan? Are they going to make the playoffs next year? I don't think so. Like I said, now I will say this about the Spurs. They should keep Castle, because they're talking about big trades for Giannis and stuff like that. Castle is this type of player, like a Neesmith, like a Nembhard, who will get up in you, is so athletic, can defend. I think they should kind of let him loose in a Tasmanian devil type role. Just let him go all over the place, because he is one of these elite athletes with length. And I think the Spurs need to play incredibly fast. You wouldn't think that, because they got Wembanyama, who's 7'4" or whatever he is, 7'5" now, according to Bill Simmons. So I don't know. It's just so much to talk about in the NBA, the trends, the way the league is going. Defense really matters, and people don't think about that. They just talk about the three-point shooting. But I think in this playoffs, for sure, we can see that defensive stoppers, guys that annoy you, guys that are constantly on your hip defending you, has a massive impact on winning.